Yeah, I don't get around much anymore. Thought I visited the club, got as far as the door. They have asked me about you. Yeah, I don't get around much anymore. I said, darling, I guess my mind's more at ease. Nevertheless, watch her memory, been invited on dates.
Today is just magic. Today is just, you can look around and you can see all these families and you can just celebrate that Louisiana did good. We did really good. 735 children have a home that didn't have a home this time last year. I think that's pretty magical.
We're here to celebrate so many wonderful families here in Louisiana that are doing so many wonderful things for our children. You know, the adoption of 735 children being adopted in Louisiana is remarkable, and we've set a record this year. And to see Secretary Walters and her team do amazing work. These are our children, the state's children, and to have these wonderful people, these wonderful parents to step up and to take them into their homes and love them and adopt them as their own is such a gift to those of us in Louisiana.
This is just an opportunity to really bring together all the families who have, you know, answered really what I think is a call to create a family. You know, not all families are the same. We see different kinds of families all the time in our society, but these people, whether they have their own biological children or not, have in some cases adopted, you know, 2, 3, 4 children, created a whole different kind of family, and just what it gives these kids is something that is so immeasurable. You know, it's not just a place to live, but it's, you know, even if they get adopted at, you know, 13, 14, 15, and they're not, you know, they go away to college at 18, it gives them an anchor for the rest of their lives. And that's what's so important, and that's why these families, and all families really, are so important.
This is the highest number of children we have ever adopted in 1 year. And we have won an award for the past 5 years in a row of having the highest number of adoptions in the nation. So I think we probably set a record today. It's an incredible achievement to get one adoption through the process because it's very labor intensive. It's a lot of paperwork. It's so legal. You know, there's so many court appearances that have to happen, so much documentation that has to go on with the birth family relinquishing their rights, and we work with them and work with them and work with them until we're just absolutely sure that's not going to be possible. And so sometimes adoptions take a long time, and families just have to hang in there with us, hoping and praying that this is going to work for them. And so the staff time and energy that is committed to an adoption process is really hard to measure, because each adoption's individual and each process goes a little differently, but all of them are very, very labor intensive. So to be able to do over 700 in 1 year is just simply miraculous.
What a perfect day for our annual adoption celebration. Beautiful, beautiful weather, and I thank you all for being here. Let's hear it for the Leroy Hero Ensemble with great music that they're providing for our background entertainment. My name is RHENDA, and I'm the Assistant Secretary for the Department of Children and Family Services over the Child Welfare Programs. Thank you for joining us today to celebrate one of the most perfect days that we have the opportunity to celebrate. We call it our favorite day of the year. It certainly is one that we look forward to every year. We normally are able to have this at the Governor's Mansion, but unfortunately, due to the floods, we had to relocate this year. Nevertheless, we are honored by the presence of our First Lady, DONNA Edwards. Thank you so much for being here to celebrate with us. You know, we call this our favorite day of the year, and what a year it has been. This year, listen to the number. This year has been the largest group adopted children that we've had ever in DCFS history. 735 children have found forever homes among 532 families. So some of you got blessed double and maybe even triple. So thank you so much for opening your hearts and homes to these children. I know they are going to reward you many times over. You know, it wouldn't be possible without you all being open to the idea of adoption and opening your hearts and thinking beyond the traditional family as we think of it. And so we just want to thank you again for what you do. I had the opportunity to meet so many people who introduced me to other people that they were here with because they recognized what it did for them and their families, and they introduced the idea to other people, and so it just grew from there. And so I thank you for that. You know, I know you're proud as parents, and at DCFS we are equally proud. Our staff work so hard and are so committed to this work and to helping to find forever families for these children. I want to give a round of applause to our staff for the hard work that they do in working for these children and families. And as I look around, I'm going to tell you, I have never seen a group of more beautiful children or more happy families. Could we please have the families stand up with their children? They are beautiful, beautiful children. Thank you. Thank you. And now I have the pleasure of introducing our guest speaker, Secretary Walters. We are so fortunate to have a leader among us that inspires us every single day to do the best that we can for children and families. I met Secretary Walters many years ago when she was an advocate for Prevent Child Abuse, Louisiana, and I can tell you she has been advocating ever since that first day I met her, and I'm sure many, many times before. So without further ado, let me introduce you to our Secretary of DCFS, MARKETA Walters.
This is the most miraculous day. I can't even keep myself composed. Pastor, you said it. How excellent of a day and of a time and of a season to just pause in the work that we do every day that takes so much energy and so much effort in whatever endeavor that you're doing, to just pause and celebrate family and the gift that family is to all of us. And I'm so grateful for our First Lady, and we're joined by two of our staunchest advocates in the legislature that fight for us every single day over there. And it's a fight right now in this budget climate, it's a fight. But Representative Pat Smith and Senator Regina Barrow, y'all stand up. We quote Senator Barrow all over the place because she says that DCFS is the heart and soul of state government. And I believe that to be true, and I believe that the staff that work every day to keep children safe, to find them families, to reunite them with their family if that can be, and if that can't be, to create an adoption path so that we can celebrate on days like today. 9 of our families adopted 4 children. 19 families. And isn't that amazing? 4. I mean, that's talk about instant love. I mean, you got a heart full there, right? 19 of our families adopted 3 children, and 109 adopted 2. One of the reasons I think that we're so honored to have Donna Edwards with us is because she and the governor have really epitomized what family means to Louisiana. And to stand up for your own family, to stand up for other families, to fight for all of us to have the very best that we can have, whether it's education or health care or foster care. And I'm so grateful, Donna, I'm so grateful. I have the joy of being able to present 3 awards, and we're going to do this quickly because I know the bouncy house and the food is far more important than I am. But I do want us to recognize some very strong partners. And I'm sorry if I get so emotional. I'm not sorry. This is an emotional day, and it's good to cry sometimes. You know, sometimes your heart's just so full, you got to let it out. And I look around and I see families like the Kellys, I see families like the Winstons, I see families that have such incredible stories, that have fought really hard through our system, because sometimes we don't make it easy for you, do we? So we're going to try to do better. I promise we're going to do better and make this system a little less rigorous to get these families together. But we are very, very happy to have community partners that help us in this work, and we recognize one of them each year. And so these aren't the only partners we have. We have great partners all across the state, but we've chosen 3 this year to receive an award. And for our community advocate partners, they're from Lafayette, and it's the Foster Friends of Lafayette group, who is, I think, Tammy Richard. Tammy, where are you? Come on up. This organization, we got you a runway. That's pretty cool, huh? It's almost as good as a red carpet. This organization started in Acadiana by the staff of Universal Com 1. And they started just by purchasing Christmas gifts for foster kids, or for kids that were freed for adoption. And then they started volunteering their time and their energy and planned an annual adoption Christmas party. And then, as that effort grew and more of their employees got excited and energized by this, they created this organization called Foster Friends. They now have an annual adoption Christmas party. They do surprise birthday parties for children as they're freed for adoption. They give financial support for summer activities for our foster kids. And they've grown in their partnership with other people, and they now have, besides them, Universal Com 1 Louisiana, they have Armstrong McCall, the First Baptist Church of Youngsville, Swear Home Builders, and several others. And Tammy, I'm just so grateful and honored to be able to give this to your organization. Marion French, where are you? There you come on up here. You guys need to meet this attorney if you're interested in adoption. This man is the man. Marion is being honored as the individual advocate who has just exemplified the spirit, the partnership, the advocacy, and the teamwork that on behalf of the children and families we serve. His passion and knowledge about the adoption process is just unmatched in Louisiana. He finalized, or over the past, since 2004, he has finalized over 464 adoptions. And he did 50 this year. I can't think of a more exciting person to honor than somebody that makes this all legal. So. And finally, you know, we all live and breathe with the media, right? We watch, we figure out, we learn, we know what's going on by what we see on television. And we are so grateful that WVLA Local 33 here in Baton Rouge has begun a program called Wednesday's Child. And they highlight a child who has been freed for adoption, or a sibling group that's been freed for adoption. And this is hard. It's hard to meet with those families and get to know them well enough to put them on television, to tease out what's okay to say and what's not okay to say. This isn't just throw a camera on it and highlight it and everybody is happy. You have to be very cautious and careful in what you say and in the information you give out and in how you portray this child. And so we are so grateful for this partnership. The entire crew of WVLA has wanted to spotlight children, but they've taken it on personally. They've gotten really personally, emotionally involved. And they're very serious and dedicated to their effort to help us find you, these wonderful families that step up to say, I want that child, I want to know that child. They recently did a segment that honored a young man named Patrick that had our entire office in tears. We watched it together as an executive group, and I think it's the best executive committee meeting we've ever had. Our anchor woman, Jeanne Burns, is going to accept this on behalf of WVLA Local 33. And in closing, I'm not going to keep you. I just want to say one more time how grateful I am to the First Lady. You know, I have had the joy and pleasure of being able to work with her as we talk about what are the best things that we can do for foster children in our state. And her dedication and her passion and her commitment to children is just awe-inspiring. And she and the governor have poured their hearts into us, and we are pouring our hearts into you and our trust and our faith that together we're going to make Louisiana a really awesome state again. And I'm very excited about that. Thank you all so much for coming. I want to thank Maria back here for being our photographer for the day and for taking your portraits, because we want you all to leave, or we'll get you the file, we want you to leave with something that really commemorates this day. And so we wanted you to have a family portrait by a professional photographer right here on the beautiful grounds of our state's capital. And so thank you, Maria Constantine, for being here and doing that. Stay and visit, enjoy the food, the music, the bouncy house, the glorious weather. And from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so very much for creating beautiful, brand new 735 families.
With November being Adoption Awareness Month, what are some ways that the public can get involved and help these children and families out, or possibly become foster parents themselves?
Well, become informed, encourage, we're encouraging good families from good areas in our state to step up and look at the adoption program and learn about it. There's some skills that you have to go through. There's some classes that you have to go through, but it's just so worth it to see our children taken care of in this manner.
We are always looking for foster homes, people that are willing to, whether they want to foster all the way to adoption or whether they just want to foster. We need foster homes. There are still 200 children right now in this state that don't have a family. And they're all ages, from little bitty newborns to teenagers that are about to leave the system. And it's a real crisis when we let a teenager leave our system without a family. So we still need homes. So if you know somebody that might be interested, we would love for them to call us. If you just want to know more, maybe you're not sure, but you think, I want to think about that, I want to pray about that, I want to toss that around for a while, then call us and let us just tell you what the process is involved.
The foster care program is a state program, and it's funded by the state budget, and so that's so important for us to be aware of, and they're our children, and it's our responsibility to take care of them. And so I want people to be aware that there's still a lot of foster children out there, still a lot of children that need to be adopted, and we're so grateful to the families who have stepped up and taken that on. Grateful.
You have to go through a training course, you have to go through criminal history checks and background screenings. So the classes take about 16 weeks. It's a long process. And part of that is on purpose, so that we don't rush people through the system that just came in with an emotion. We want people to be intentional and to fully understand what this obligation is going to be, because it is a child for life. This is not something you bring back. This is a child that you are taking to be part of your family forever, just like a birth child. And so we intentionally kind of draw the process out so that we make sure everybody's committed and in this for all the right reasons.
Well, I'm receiving an award from DCF, from Children and Family Services, for individual recognition in the services that I've performed with the agency. I'm a family lawyer to begin with. I do a lot of domestic work, and this is related to the domestic world. And after I got into it, I found out it was a lot more pleasant doing these kind of things than other kind of things in the domestic world. It makes you feel good to know that you're doing good things for people out there trying to do good things and making this world a little bit of a better place to live in. So that's how we got into it. We enjoy it. We enjoy working with the people. We like what we're doing. and it's very rewarding.
Our Department of Children and Family Services does such a great job. MARKETA is amazing. You can tell. I mean, she can't talk about what she does without tearing up. She's that passionate about it, and I think that's what it takes. And she's got a whole crew of people who feel just as passionate, and hopefully they can continue to help create families like they've been doing, and help bring families back together in the cases where that's possible, and just to help these children find homes or stay in homes that are conducive to raising them to be really productive people. The Wednesday's Child segment that we do, we highlight a child that has been cleared for adoption. And some of these kids have been in the system, for 3 or 4 years. Some of them are very well spoken. Some of them have, what you call different kind of capabilities, but they're all super special, wonderful kids. And it just takes a little bit of time to, to get them to come out of their shell, so you can really give people out there who maybe never even thought they were considering adoption a glimpse at this one child that just might speak to their heart and make them say, oh my gosh, this is why I'm here, this is what I need to do. So it's a wonderful opportunity. It's hard because every week I meet one of these beautiful children and I'm like, oh, okay, this has to be perfect, because I just want everybody to get you. I want them to know what this child is like, at least a little bit, so their interest is piqued and they can find out more.
Foster Friends is a nonprofit organization that our mission is to help the Department of Children and Family Services be able to partner loving families with foster children in Acadiana. We started out by helping with a Christmas party, and we provide Christmas gifts for the children, and then it kind of grew from there. And so we found out at one of the Christmas parties that the social workers said that there was no budget for birthdays, and so a lot of times it fell on the social workers to have to provide gifts for them. And we felt like every child should be able to celebrate their birthday and enjoy and be recognized for their birthday. And so now we provide a birthday gift and a little sweet treat for each of the children on their birthday as well. So it's a little surprise throughout the year as well. We also help with recruitment events. Our main goal is just to be able to partner those families with the children in the end. That's our main goal. But in the meantime, we try to just bless the children in any ways that we can. And to be honest, I was completely taken back because we don't need any recognition. It's not about us at all. It's all about the children, and we would be fine with doing it behind the scenes. It's kind of, but being able to partner with the Department of Children and Family Services, working with the staff in Lafayette is wonderful. In any ways that we can help them, we're just appreciative of anything that we can do to help. We accept donations, and that's the best thing that possible. We accept monetary donations, of course. Any funds go towards blessing the children with gifts or through the parties and recruitment events and things like that. But they can also donate toys and gifts, anything from ages birth to 17 years old. They can be in the department, in the foster care program, and so we sponsor all of them. So if anyone wants to donate toys, a lot of times community efforts 4-H clubs will come together and create a toy drive, and so we can donate toys that way.
Go to the DCFS website, the Department of Children and Family Services. Go to our website, brproud.com. We have links to all of their information. Just find out more about it. If you think at all you might be interested in adopting a child, find out. The process is a whole lot less complicated than I think most people think, and it's not this huge expensive process. You hear so much about people in overseas adoption, which are wonderful, but this is a whole lot less complicated, and it's really worth looking into, because I think there are so many people who think they have a heart for bringing a child into their family, but they just don't think they have the means. And I think in most cases, all you really need is enough love and just, a little more effort to really make it happen here.
Where can people get more information?
dcfs.la.gov.